So about a year before I really reached out to Mike, I changed industries. I worked for the defense contractor for about a decade. And I was looking to get out of the defense industry. So, I mulled it, for a while, going back and forth, and then finally ended up changing jobs. And then when I changed jobs, I wasn't happy where I was with the type of environment that I was in.
At High Five Career Coaching, we often help technical professionals who are struggling and unhappy that things aren't working out the way they'd like, whether it's the job itself or the work environment. Patrick was actually referred to me by his wife, who felt the negative impact at home. I knew from talking to Patrick that he would need a sounding board and a compelling vision of a better place that would motivate him to take the steps he needed to take to improve his situation.
I was on his radar for a while, and he knew I was kind of procrastinating. And he was he motivated me without being overbearing. And he was very calm, cool, and collected, very factual, and I think that's what helped me a lot, right? It wasn't, he didn't panic, right? There wasn't a lot of emotion involved. So it was that approach, I think, initially, which made me finally pull the trigger with him.
I really understand how difficult it can be to make a change in jobs and the emotional roller coaster involved. There's a lot of stress about how things are going to turn out and the uncertainty that's involved there. We started with a career and personality assessment to help Patrick become more self-aware of his underlying needs and the ideal work environment that would be a really good match for him.
I totally fell up. I didn't fall down. I definitely fell up. It was definitely a struggle for a little while, and we were nervous at home. My wife was a little nervous, but the dialogue that Mike helped me develop with myself, and the way I was able to communicate to everybody, we knew it was going to work out okay, and it did. I was comfortable. When the actual hard work came for the job search and I had to interview and reach out to people and go out to the circle, I was totally comfortable doing it.
We only take on a select group of clients like Patrick who are motivated, committed to their own development, open to constructive feedback and support, and are willing to make the necessary changes that will catapult their career to the next level.
Mike encouraged me along the way to really develop and define what I wanted, right? From industry to company size to environment to culture. And I think I did a pretty good job defining it. And it's exactly what I wanted. I mean, 100%. Between me and my wife, actually, I have to definitely include her in the discussion, because I can be risky and entrepreneurial in nature, and I've done that a couple of times, and I had fun doing it, but it's a little scary, right? So my wife, her main concern was stability and security of a big company. So I wanted an entrepreneurial environment in a big company, and it's exactly where I am. They're building, we're building out a completely new division.
If this sounds like you, I'd like to offer you a complimentary 30-minute career discovery session. This will help us to better understand your situation, answer any questions you have about the coaching process, and even provide you a taste of coaching around a challenge that you're facing. Then, if it makes sense to work together, we'll customize a coaching package to meet your specific needs.
But for me, individually taking on a coach like that, and a mentor, frankly, I was definitely hesitant about it, right? I was nervous. At the time I thought it was a big chunk of change, although it's really not in hindsight. But at the end of the day, I couldn't even put a price on where I am right now, right? I mean, I'm in the best place I've ever been, and he definitely helped get me there, right? So the value proposition is, looking back, I would have spent more, right? I mean, the ROI is exponential.
Patrick really hit the nail on the head. Many clients like Patrick may be hesitant in the beginning about the investment needed, but it can really pay huge dividends.
Had I not engaged Mike Gelman when I did, I believe I would have continued to procrastinate with making a decision to make a change, in my behavior that would enable me to grow. And when it became crunch time that, the decision was taken away from me to grow, it would have taken me much longer to develop the skills that I developed over the course of the period that I worked with him that I needed at the time, which, enabled success